Hello subscribers and non-subscribers, and welcome back to Let's Play Stellaris as the and Fulon Sacred Mandate, I believe is our name, yes. I mentioned last part that I was going to have a roughly 2-week interruption to my recording schedule starting on October 9th. I have been informed that that will not be the case. Instead it will end up being... God damn. Phone. Excuse me. I was informed over the weekend that it would be changing to a 1-week interruption starting October 16th. But then I was informed yesterday as we were recording this that it was going to be, in fact, probably 2 weeks. But I don't know if it'll be starting October 9th, like it was originally supposed to, or if it'll end up starting October 16th, like it is currently, as of the last I was informed, supposed to begin. I'm not quite sure. Things are still sort of just constantly changing, which is kind of annoying for me. But nonetheless, so yes, there will potentially end up being a 2-week interruption, in fact, yes. But it may not be, it may not start until the Friday of the week this video goes up. Let me go ahead and get my timer started and we can go ahead and get on our way. So this part we're probably mostly just going to be spending sort of building up the colonies we've conquered to make sure that they're not...
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
...giant messes. Yeah, let's go ahead and get... Well, do I want to go and get the dark matter? We don't have dark matter anywhere, do we? I know we have some black holes, but I don't think we actually have any dark matter. Oh, we do. It's not that important. But it's actually faster to research that than it is to research better shields, so let's just go for the dark matter that I want to actually utilize for quite a while.
Construction complete.
Okay, you know what, I'm just gonna send you up here, give you a new mission, which is going to be to build up. There's really no good efficient way to do this, is there? No, there really isn't. That's fine. Just have you build up everything over here. That's all fine with me. Just did not mean to enter there. We're going to be getting our nice fancy carriers, true carriers, not the
are fighting amongst themselves.
Not the little escort carriers we had previously. What's this? Okay, so the Great Belorfia regime has decided to go to war with the Glostwerheni bloc. I think it's obvious as to exactly how that war will go. Yeah. You know what, we'll just call them the GBR. Much easier and faster. The GBR are, have about a 3-ish times the size fleet power compared to the Glostwerheni bloc. Plus, the GBR are in a federation with the Bosagish Empire, who also has a military of some sort. Also a military that's roughly 3 times the size of the Glostwerheni bloc. So that should go in favor of the Interstellar Mutual Assistance Pact. I am curious to see exactly how badly this goes for you, though, if I can get anything. Would you maybe give me your active sensors? Or, I mean, really, it shouldn't take 30 years, but I'll do 30 years. And, well, you'll say no because you're suspicious of me anyway. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. It's not like I really wanted to know anyway. Oh, I didn't even check to see. What's that war about anyway? I don't know. I really don't. It just says it's a war. I'm assuming you're trying to conquer land. That's the only thing I can think of. Also, apparently, somebody, aha, you had a defensive pact. You did. The Glossary block have a defensive pact with the, yeah, those guys. The Asalangan Corporation, sure, that. We're just going to call them the Corporation because they're the only ones with Corporation in their name. So, the Corporation. How big is your military, out of curiosity? Not that much bigger. It's about 20 extra fleet power compared to the Glossary block. Yeah, that war ain't going to go well for that little alliance there. That Federation, the Federation there should be able to win that with relative ease. Ooh. I've had this event in my personal game. It is, it's kind of a nice one, I'll be honest. But it's also not particularly useful. Because my planets don't get invaded. So at the very end of this event chain, we will get a number of defensive armies that are these statues. And they're quite a bit more powerful than your traditional defensive armies. In a sense, they almost make the planet impossible to invade without a massive army. But my planets don't get invaded typically. Mostly because I try to avoid that being an issue in the first place. So it's not that big of a deal. We'll go ahead and create the Sentinels archaeological site here, and so I can show off the event and whatnot, but the reality is we get no real use out of the event itself. What do you got? You have... What the hell does that do? Decreases? No, not interested. I don't need...
Construction complete.
Food upkeep to be decreased. And a governor has been revealed to be psionic. And it would appear to be our most recent recruit, who is in charge of the Kelsarna sector. Which is, I don't know. I don't know which sector that is. Oh, this one. Okay. Good for you. That'll make life a bit easier. Let's go ahead and take that over if we can. I say if we can. We can definitely do it. Okay, you're getting ready to do upgrades, that's fine. Our fleets are ever so slowly making their way home. That is an unemployed slave. I can't do anything about them. We're upgrading your science nexus, so you'll have a job. We do have an opening here. Don't upgrade your hollow temple to a sacred nexus. No, let's get more research done. Let's go going on here? Are you not growing pops? Okay, no, it's just, I guess I very conveniently ended up looking there after you had just finished growing a pop, and then the game was like, we got nothing but here now. Oh, you know what? Grow whatever the hell you want. These guys are almost solidified to the point where I can just start moving people around as need be. I actually, you know what? Don't. I'm just gonna go ahead and move the 2 unemployed people. It's a bit easier to do. So, where do I need more of my primary species? You guys have a bit of an issue with crime, so let's go ahead and move them there. That should help to deal with your crime problem quite a bit. In fact, I can upgrade your planetary capital. Sell that, buy some alloys. Also, let's go ahead and start buying a small number
Construction complete.
of volatile modes. In fact, we're also going to go ahead and stop buying exotic gases, because we don't really need to buy the exotic gases anymore.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Wonderful. 2 world habitability, not that I really care for it, but it still is potentially useful. Let's go for leader upkeep, I think. Well, nah, is there anything quick and easy to research? Quickest thing looks to be the shard throwers that I don't care for in the slightest. Okay, you're done, so you go over here, and what is there to research there? Ah, some afterburner. You know what, screw it. Get it, and then excavate the site that's there. Also, destroy the outpost there, because it's not needed. And upgrade that to a starhold, or whatever it's called. Starport. I don't know why the hell I was thinking Starhold.
Construction complete.
Wonderful. You go ahead and continue building outposts in the surrounding area. They are going to beat me to here, which is an annoyance, because that would have been a very nice area as a choke point. It's not that big of a deal.
Complete.
There's only 2 ways into between our empires, so I have 2 fleets. I can very easily put 1 fleet in each and then send them out. And so there won't be any issues. At least for me.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Wonderful. Let's continue on. Something that's quick and easy to research, which looks to be terraforming.
Construction complete.
Damn it, game. I wanted to right click on the star, not on
Construction complete.
not on the fleet that's there. Wonderful. Reverse engineering is ready to go again. What do we get? We get arcane insights, which is not what I was looking for. But I suppose I'll live. We are having some serious control problems there. Well, I've already purchased that, so just move along.
Construction complete.
These acts will not go unpunished.
Debris analyzed.
Wonderful. Also, just so you guys know, blowing up your own shit doesn't really do a particularly great job of solving our problem here.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Wonderful. That is still 89 months, so that's a no-go. 71 months for that, 6 months for that, 14. Could get support cruisers. Although it's a kind of long time. Let's go ahead and get afterburners out of the way. Oh, okay, good. The carrier's finished. So let's go and check out our carrier. Our first carrier, the Stellaris. Out of curiosity. Nope, neither of them are named Moonsinger, despite that being the name of the class. Great job. It's fine. Typically, the first one of a class is, you know, named after the class. You know, it's good. I can just let you... Some of these I can let auto upgrade, because it won't cause problems, but other ones I can't. Because some of them will actually cause problems if I... You know what, I'm going to do that. I think the fire control system is a little bit more useful than a tier 1 enhanced bombardment. I'm not using you at all. But I'm not able to get that anyway. I get you that. If I remove that... And... Nope. Okay. That's fine. You guys can stay like that for now. We'll get better reactors soon. In fact, I'm pretty sure we've been given the option a number of times. I just haven't taken it because, you know, I figured I had other stuff that was more useful. Okay, one of those ships is upgrading, so I can't apply that upgrade. You know, I really need to get tier 4 railguns. But the game apparently is just saying, you don't really need tier 4 railguns, do you? CC, you are at 39.5 thousand. Let's see what you are after upgrading.
Our ships have been improved. The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Increase the benefits. Let's get that. Also, you technically don't have your carrier yet, so you'll go a little bit higher once you get that as well.
Construction complete.
So you went from 39.5 without the carrier to 42.6 without it. Now let's get you the carrier, which we'll need to get a minor upgrade.
Construction
42.6 right now.
Our ships have been improved.
So not quite a 10k upgrade, but I mean, it was still pretty decent. And technically that could give you a bit more. Because max fleet command size is 210 and you're only at 153. The question just is, what do I give you? I could give you another battleship or another battle cruiser. Or both. Sure, both. And you know what? 2 more strike cruisers, because why not? There's no such thing as too many strike cruisers, although... If I ever actually get around to researching point defense destroy, well, I suppose I could research or design a basic point defense destroyer right now. It's just not going to be as good as a normal one, or as a true point defense destroyer. So, pick it. Your job is going to be escort tactics. I'm going to set you to... Could have sworn one of these increased range, didn't it? Or am I misremembering? Well, Mars weapon system sounds like it's just up your alley, because that increases rate of fire of point defense. And guess what your job is? Point defense. And no, you're not going to be calling it the Destroyer class Destroyer. That is a stupid name. Okay, yeah, you can't get that no matter what I give you, so that's fine. It's fine. We'll live. So it'll be the Siru class Destroyer. Let's go ahead and slap a couple of those into our fleets. Yeah, 10 seems fine. Yeah, that's fine. Gets you guys up to 204. Can I afford all of that? I can, actually. Well, not quite for both of you. The corporation has shifted to be more xenophilic, apparently. That's whatever. I don't really care. No.
Our ships have been improved.
Take that job, damn it.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
I can go in and get level 2 exploration cruisers, but no thanks. I don't care for any of these, but sure, I'll go in and get the sensor stations, because that's a nice, quick, easy thing to research. Oh yeah, I was planning to do something with my carriers, wasn't I? Yes, swapping you guys out for psionics, wasn't I? I just kind of, you know, forgot to do that. Also, give you guys some actual fighter wings, not just strike craft. I believe these that are labeled as... yeah. As fighter wings, as a result, their primary job is going to be point defense. And a while back, the game merged all of them into strike craft, so you lost fighters and bombers, but the new ship classes mod sort of re-separates them, so strike craft are basically serve the role of bombers that used to do, and fighters serve the same sort of role, but they're focused more on point defense rather than going out and attacking the enemy. So they will, at least according to the description, stay close to their carrier to intercept bombers and missiles. I don't actually know if they do. I've honestly never really paid attention. Yeah, you're not going to get upgraded. Oh no, you actually are getting upgraded. Did the game shift upgrades to the front of the line? Or do I actually just have that many spare shipyards there? Presumably Transcendence isn't actually going to end the game or anything, because god, this would be a short game if it was. I've never actually transcended or anything like that. You know what? Screw it. Let's go ahead and do Transcendence. So we stand on the threshold of awakening the true psionic might of our species. Our minds are ready, and we have heard whispers of a psychic realm beyond our own. The Enfulan species has experienced what can only be described as a great awakening. For a time now, we have been aware of the great psionic potential inherent in our species, but such powers have only manifested themselves in a small minority. Until now. Almost overnight, Enfulans everywhere have unlocked their full psionic capacity. It is as if some sort of communal pool of Enfulan psychic energy finally reached a critical tipping point, collectively awakening the latent abilities of our brains. Telepathy has already replaced most verbal communication between Enfulans, and this is only one small example of the innumerable changes our society is faced with. We are now tied together in a way few of us could have ever imagined. The veil has been lifted. Did that actually make all our leaders psychic? It did. Wonderful. We'll see how this works out. Because I don't think it actually made a difference to our species. Here, I think it mostly just changed our leadership because we were already psychic, or actually, were we labeled as psychic? Were we labeled as like latent psychics, which has a less of a bonus? Okay, I got no idea what to do with the rest of you guys. So you just go home, I guess, and I'll figure something to do with you all later. Assist research there. They're not doing any actual research, but they are technically producing a tiny amount of society research. So I guess just help out their tiny amount of society research that they're producing. So they produce a tiny amount more than the tiny amount they currently produce.
Complete.
Like a muffled whisper in a dark room, the shroud calls to us from within our minds. It is primordial realm of pure psychic energy that came into being at the dawn of time. All creatures that have been gifted with psionic abilities tap into the shroud in some way to draw power, even if only subconsciously. Since our transcendence, we have begun to see the shroud with greater clarity. There are patterns where once even our strongest telepaths could see only a formless mass of swirling energy. There are other things as well, spirits of a sort, that gaze back on us from the other side, sometimes with curiosity, sometimes with kindness, and sometimes with malice. We are still in the process of learning the extent of our new powers, but it may be possible for us to commune with these spirits. It will require the combined efforts of our most powerful telepaths. We must explore the shroud.
Situation log updated.
And by that, I mean we will not be exploring the shroud, at least not as of right now. And you can piss off.
Our ships have been improved.
Curious, let's go ahead and read this first one because I didn't actually read it. Silent giants stand on Remonium. 9 monumental statues placed along a wide perimeter at strategic points in the landscape appear to be guarding something at its center. Their skin is covered in fine scale plating, their posture is vigilant, ready to spring to action, and their unmoving eyes follow your every step. Yet there is nothing in the area in apparent need of protection. Perhaps their ward did not survive the passing of time. Many of these sentinels themselves bear marks of assault. Something has gotten into the archaeologists. The excavation thus far has been impeded by freak accidents, injury, and misfortune, and now even senior researchers with decades of field experience are blaming the sentinels. Overcome with superstition and paranoia, they claim the statues move about when no one is watching, yet there is nothing to suggest their jointless limbs are even capable of motion. Matters spun further out of control when traces of biomatter indicative of heavy bleeding was found lodged within a series of tiny cuts on the terminal portions of a sentinel. Whether the sentinels are just a convenient scapegoat, or there is a more sinister explanation, remains to be seen. I did actually start the timer, right? Yes, okay, it's 50 seconds left. For some reason I just felt like it should have already gone off, but evidently not. Damn, that was fast. Science Officer Aloth Nguyen has gone missing. She was last seen leaving the camp at sunset to find a tranquil spot to consider the sentinels. In the days leading up to her disappearance, she raised concerns about the safety at camp following a growing number of accidents, and we fear that she may have abandoned her mission in protest. Disconcerting. That also means I now need to get a new scientist. Do I have any spares? I do have a spare. You go ahead and continue that. That was my timer that just went off right at the end of that. So we are up now at 65,000 fleet power for our primary fleet. Ooh, not quite enough. Just buy more stuff. Get you fully upgraded, that's fine. And you know what, while we're here, let's go ahead and get this stuff upgraded. Well, at least get our primary one upgraded to a Citadel. So, that is going to be it for this part. Next part, we will probably be pretty much doing much the same as what we were already doing, which is mostly just focusing on getting our stuff built up. I assume I can get the Colossus soon enough, right? No, not until I have Titans. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. I guess just focus on researching, well, I have Citadels now, which I think is all you need to be able to get Titan. So in theory, we should now be able to get Titan showing up as a research option. And once I get that, I can get that researched. I can then use a Ascension perk for getting the Colossus, and then we can just do total war against our neighbors. Makes life easier because you don't gotta expend influence. So that's probably what we're gonna end up doing. No last minute design changes, right, to our fleet? No, okay. I wasn't forgetting to do any changes, just, you know, had to double check, because there was always the potential that I was forgetting to do something there. You have an unemployed pop. Move them there. I can upgrade that. And they'll take over working here. And they will do slightly better. Actually, they really don't do any better. Out of curiosity, why do you have no consumer goods requirement? You don't like these types of worlds either. I'm not sure. I really don't know why. But that's fine. I do recall that one of these worlds, you have frequent thunderstorms. All the generator districts. and get those as well. Oh, what's this? Gas extraction as well? Damn, that's wonderful. So this is going to be a energy credit producing planet as well, with a side of research because of those frequent thunderstorms. Now this is annoying. Kelsarna also has frequent thunderstorms, so that's great. It can produce lots of energy credits as well as have fairly decent research. But it's also got a metric ton of agricultural districts. 37 agricultural districts. That is ridiculous. Now we're not going to rely on those, because reality is, if I have it focus on the food, it means I need to constantly be selling all the excess food it'll be producing. And eventually the food will just be basically worthless to sell. So it won't really be worth it, to be honest. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead, I think, and going forward, probably fill out your generator districts, and then maybe we'll give you agricultural districts for anything spare. I don't know. We'll figure out how this will work for you. You might actually end up getting some of the luxury residences, potentially, to fill in housing, so I can replace these city districts with either generator districts or agricultural districts. You're not getting into mining at all. It's just not worth it, to be honest. But okay, so yeah, that'll be it for this part. I will see you all next time. Quick reminder that I do have a Patreon, so you can find a link to that down in the description below if you wish to join it. Particularly if you enjoy the content of the channel, that is the best way to support the channel. For as little as $1 a month, you can get early access to all of my videos. Higher tiers also, well, actually I have it set up right now to where everybody gets the same benefit no matter what tier. The main difference is just that higher tiers, when it comes to getting your name in game, particularly if I had a whole bunch of people who wanted to get their names in game, after I post up a form for it, or any various game or whatever, higher tiers would have higher priority. I don't really see that ever ending up being a major issue, because I figure the vast majority of people who would become patrons will probably do it at the $1 a month tier realistically, with only a handful doing it higher tiers in general. Down in the description, you will also be able to find a link to my Discord, which I highly recommend joining if you want to be able to stay updated on the channel happenings, particularly exactly how long the interruption to my recording schedule will end up being this month. I also have a Google form there that I link to for being able to get a character in game named after you, or Space Crew, if I recall correctly is the name of the game, which comes out October 15th, if I recall correctly. I do plan to do a live stream series of that over on my Twitch, which doesn't really get used because I just haven't really had the time to be able to try and stream on a regular basis, which is the main reason why I haven't done it. But I have streamed periodically in the past, for those of you that have been here for a while. But I plan to go and do a live stream series of that. And if you want to have a member of the crew named after you, you can go and fill out that form that I have linked over there. I also have it linked, I believe, in my YouTube community tab, but I don't typically post onto the YouTube community tab, so if you want to stay updated on channel happenings, I highly recommend joining the Discord. But that'll be it for this video. I will see you all next time, but until then, a goodbye and farewell.